Good morning. Just gonna get Facebook going. Good morning, everybody. My title is in there. Yeah, I can pin this. I hope you're all okay. It's been a little while since I've done the live stream. Good morning, Facebook. Okay, so let me turn the music off. I'm having my little Afro beats mix up this morning. Okay, so let me get that going. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are joining me, or wherever you are joining me on the planet. Why is my Siri thing? Oh, hang on a minute. No, I wasn't talking to Siri. For some reason, Siri thought I was talking to him. So anyway, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are joining me on the planet. My name is June Allen, and I am the founder of The Art of Greatness at juneallen.net. So, it's been a little while since I've done any live streams. Good morning, everybody coming in on Instagram. Lovely to see you all. Hello, Vegan Lush. So yeah, it's nice to be back. I've been away. I've been away camping. I've been away. Resting, reviewing, resetting, doing all that good stuff. So yeah, it's nice to be back. So for those of you that don't know anything about me, or this is the first time you're joining my broadcast, whether you're watching on the replay or watching live, I teach African-centered or Black self-love, sisterhood, and sobriety. And I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mum. I'm a retreat facilitator, I'm a speaker, and I'm also a student psychotherapist. Hello from San Francisco, lovely to see you. So yeah, really excited to be doing this work. So I've been, just to give you a little bit of background about me, I've been on my own healing journey since 2009, and I went into recovery, went into 12-step recovery for addictive relationships, I had an amazing time, learned a lot about myself. Hello, Faith. Hello, thanks for joining. Had an amazing time going through 12-step recovery, but what was missing was the cultural context. So I really, really needed to understand what it meant to be a Black woman doing this work. So after loads of research, loads of reading, I really began to understand the link between my vulnerability around being a Black woman and the importance of including that in my healing work. So I just started sharing a lot more about it. A lot more people started coming to me for support and advice and stuff like that, for feedback. And then I started sharing a lot of this work more publicly about 5 or 6 years ago on this platform. So I just thought, I know I'm not the only one that feels like this. And things have just really gone from strength to strength since then. So since then, I have a podcast. Faith is saying she can't hear me. Can you hear me now? I've got my microphone in. You should be able to hear me okay. Just drop another comment in the... let me take this out, actually. I'm going to take the microphone out. Maybe I should do it. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me now, Faith. Just drop a message in the thing if you can't still hear me. I've just taken my... Maybe this microphone needs to be sorted out. But, I've been doing podcasts. I've been doing these live streams. Thank you. I'm glad you can hear me now. What else do I do? I've been doing retreats with my lovely business partner who just jumped on Facebook. We do a retreat in Ghana, so stay tuned if you are interested in coming to Ghana with us next year. We're going to start having loads of lovely, interesting conversations about doing a trip to Ghana next year. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, stay close to the page. And I'll give you more details about that. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey and I absolutely love what I do. I'm just about to dive into level 4 of my psychotherapy training. So I'm really excited about that. So that's a little bit about me if you don't know about my work. So today's topic, I'm going to be talking about the 5 principles of rest. Okay, the 5 principles of rest. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of housekeeping. The topic for this month in my mastermind, I have a mastermind called the Sacred Sister Sanctuary for Black women, and the topic is rest. Obviously, with everything that's gone on this year has been, it's been so many different things for a lot of us, and I don't know about anybody else, but I was absolutely, utterly beyond exhausted, burnt out, stressed out, traumatized on so many levels. And so, do you know what? I thought with the children going back to school this month, not that that's, it's bringing any sort of sense of peace. That's another level of anxiety. But even so, I wanted to use September as a month to really dive deep and talk about rest, the principles of rest, what exactly is rest, different types of rest, why rest is important for us as Black people, how rest is resistance, revolutionary, all of that good stuff, the ultimate self-love. Rest is the ultimate self-love. So I really, really wanted to do that. So this month I'm going to be focusing on rest. So I have a series of masterclasses that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a specific masterclass towards the end of the month around grime culture and white supremacy and what to do about it. I'm currently working through some masterclasses as well with my mastermind, talking about preparing to rest. This weekend I'll be talking about how to prepare a sacred rest practice, the difference between passive rest and active rest, all of that kind of stuff. I'm really, really diving deep around the whole subject of rest, because I think a lot of us don't really understand it. And I think, just from what I spoke about with the ladies in the group, when we talk about rest, everybody thinks sleep, and rest is so much bigger than that, especially for us. So if you're interested in really diving deep around your rest practice, you want to feel some sort of understanding and to be supported and be held accountable for how you practice rest, why rest is difficult for you, all of that kind of stuff, you can click the link in the bio, go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net, and you'll find the link there about how to join the Sacred Sister Sanctuary Mastermind and join us for a month of rest. Okay, so let's dive into the content. Before I just quickly do that, just remember that if you know anybody that's struggling with sleep, or that's struggling with rest, or that's struggling with finding any sort of sense of peace, you think this might be useful to them, share it with them, tag them. If you've got any questions or anything about anything that I share, please feel free to drop them in the comments, or you can actually send me a direct message. I know not everybody wants to put their business out on social media, to send me a direct message if you can't, if you don't feel comfortable posting it in the comments below. And obviously just remember that this is not a substitute for seeing a licensed mental health professional. Okay, so that's the legal stuff out of the way. So now let's get into the content. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the 5 principles of rest. Okay, the 5 principles of rest. Before you can even think about rest, okay, these 5 things are going to help you to start to explore your relationship with rest, because ultimately that's what it is. It's not just a case of, I'm just going to go to bed, just go to bed early. It's about exploring a lot deeper than that. Okay, so I'm going to go through 5 things, the 5 principles that you need in order to have a better rest practice. Okay, so the first one is awareness. Okay, awareness. So having awareness around rest is first really being able to, you have to be able to check in with yourself. Okay, check in with yourself on a daily basis, and also listen to the language of your body. I think the difficulty for us as Black people is that because of a lot of the trauma, the upset and all of that we've been going through over the past few months, that a lot of us are disconnected from our bodies. Okay, we're disconnected from our bodies. We don't understand what our body is trying to tell us, and it's very difficult for us to be able to really not just listen to our bodies, but take action on it. Okay, actually, I'm just going to have to undo my jeans. So really, my lockdown love handles are calling out. See, I have to listen to my body there. So I just had to undo my, that's better. So my love handles are now free. My lockdown love handles are now free. So it's about being aware, being aware of what's going on for you on a daily basis. And I think, like for a lot of us, we'll just jump out of bed and just kind of crack on with the day. You're not giving yourself permission to check in with yourself, just like you would check in with somebody that you care about. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Is everything all right? So having that awareness around your body and giving yourself permission, not just to check in with yourself, but to take action, to take the action on what your body needs. Because I think, with grind culture and with everything that's gone on, so many of us think it's just easier to just ignore it, just keep going. I've seen that on social media and stuff as well. You know, people are always saying this thing about, oh, you know, you just have to keep going. No, you don't have to keep going. No, you don't have to keep going. Okay? And sometimes slowing down, and I know this is probably going to hit a few people, sometimes slowing down is actually harder than keeping going. Because if you slow down, okay, you're going to have to feel what's underneath all the busyness, and a lot of us are addicted to the busyness. And I say that because that's one of the addictions that I have. That's one of the things that I've I've got it a lot more under check now, but I get it. It's one of my go-to things that I go to, especially when I'm fearful or if I'm stressed. You know, I can go to that. Oh, I just need to keep busy. Just don't really think about it. Just keep busy. But a lot, black people have been busy doing stuff for other people and for white supremacy, whatever, for 400 years. You know, we're so busy doing stuff for other people that we're so scared that people are going to say to us, "Oh, you're lazy." Black people, white supremacy only started calling black people lazy when we stopped doing stuff for free. But the consequences of all of that is that we gaslight ourselves and we shame ourselves and thinking that, oh, if I just take a bit of time for myself, or if I have a nap, or if I listen to my body, then somehow I'm being selfish. No, you're not being selfish. You are not a machine. Okay, you're not a machine. You're a human being. And it's time we as black women in particular, because you know how we love to grind and we think we have to do everybody. We're running around with our capes on all day trying to save everybody else. Looking after our children, looking after the husband, looking after this and that, and church commitments, and it's making us ill. As black women, it's making us ill, and so we have to really start to reclaim our time, reclaim our power by giving ourselves permission to have that awareness. But as the second principle of rest, honesty. Okay, we have to start being honest with ourselves about the impact that this is having on us. This is why I haven't done any live streams or whatever for a few weeks. Because I was tired. The only thing that I've been doing is I've been focusing on working with the women in my mastermind. But in terms of doing any stuff beyond that, I've given myself permission to let that stuff go. I had to give myself permission to let that stuff go, because I have to remember that I am not a machine. I'm not a mule. White supremacy teaches us that we get caught up in the grind culture. It's taught us that we have to keep going, that we have to keep working. And I think because obviously a lot of us are, we worry about finances, we worry about paying bills. There's many of us that are single parents, okay? And so it's difficult for us to find that balance between, well, okay, I want to rest, but how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay my bills? And these are all things that I'm going to be talking about, or that I have been talking about, and then we'll continue to talk about in the mastermind. Okay? It's about finding pockets of rest. It's about understanding first and foremost what rest is, and understanding that it's not just about sleep. And when you realise what the different types of sleep are, so different types of rest are, then you can start to take action on what you feel you need to do that's going to work for you in terms of you managing your rest, so that you're not constantly on the grind all the time. If you're interested in joining the mastermind, there's two ways you can do it. You can either join me for the Sacred Sister experience, where we have weekly mastermind sessions, and we check in and all of that kind of stuff with meditation, and there's a Q&A session and all of that. If you want to you work with me weekly in a small intimate group of 12 women. I only have a couple of spots left, but if you're interested in joining me for that, you can click the link in the bio, go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. The other alternative is you can join at the standard level, and the standard level means that you get access to the library and all the rest of it. You get access also to the mastermind as well. There's one masterclass, so not the mastermind. You get access to a masterclass as well per month. But the library, there must be at least 150 different videos, masterclasses, worksheets. There's loads of stuff in there. You get access to replays and stuff that I've done, these live streams. but there's also a lot of great masterclasses and stuff as well. There's live Q&A that I do as well. So there's a fortnightly Q&A, and there's also and a masterclass as well. You get access to if you join the mastermind at the standard level. Okay, so basically the two options are, if you want to do it weekly, join the Sacred Sister Experience, which is weekly. If you want to just do it, you want to just check in twice a month, you can do it through the mastermind, the masterclass and the live Q&A sessions, then you can do it that way. So, okay, so there's two ways that you can join. So yeah, click the link in the bio and join if you're interested in that. So yeah, it's about really getting honest with yourself about the toll, okay, about our relationship with rest. We have to be honest about our relationship with rest in order to change it. And for a lot of us, we don't want to get honest about it because we feel afraid about what we're going to, okay, well, how am I going to change it? What am I going to do to change it? And this is why a lot of the ladies in the mastermind, why they value that space, because it's a space for them to get honest. Because sometimes people don't want to get honest about things because they don't know what to do with the honesty when they've actually spoken it out loud. They don't know what to do with the feelings. They don't know what tools to use, and that's why we need support. And that's why the mastermind is there. The mastermind is there for support. It's there to hold you through these difficult things. Because once we start telling the truth about rest, we start telling the truth about where we feel deprived. We start telling the truth about the isolation in the busyness and the physical pain, the emotional pain, the spiritual pain of feeling like you have to do all this stuff by yourself and you're constantly grinding and you can't get off the hamster wheel. To actually speak that into a group and know that you're going to be held, and then to be given tools to be able to know how to manage that. That's how you grow. That's how you step off the hamster wheel, by working with other people, that are doing this work and that are interested in really understanding how racism, low self-esteem, codependency, that keeps us on that really painful grind, in that grind culture, which is really not good for us. It's really, really not good for us. Okay, so that's number 2, honesty. So the third principle of rest is detachment. Okay, what you'll find when you start to be more aware of what you need and you start to get honest about it is that you realize that you're going to have to start making changes. Okay, you're going to start to realize that, maybe I shouldn't be doing so much service or free volunteering, doing this and that and all the rest of it. And I've had to do it. I've had to do it a lot in business, and I have to do it in my personal life as well. Because people will come to you and ask you for support and ask you for advice and all the rest of it. And that's all well and good in one sense. But if it means that you're not getting rest, if it means that you're not getting the help that you need, then you're just going to end up resentful. You're going to end up resentful. And a lot of times, some people will take advantage of it. Real talk. Some people will take advantage of it. And so you have to be clear about, what people, places and things that you need to detach from. Okay? You need to let go of the people, places and things that are disrupting your peace, that are disrupting your rest. Make a list. When you go home today, or, pause this video if you're watching it on the replay, pause it and write a list. What are the people, places and things that are disrupting my rest, that are causing me anxiety, that don't allow me to get to bed on time, that keep me up at night? What are those things? What are those things? And what can you do to deal with those things? Okay? We're talking about external. This is the external part of it now. What are the external things that are stopping you from embracing a rest practice? Okay? So then you can deal with that. So then what needs to happen after that? Number 4, the fourth principle is boundaries. Now, I always say to people, before you start setting boundaries with other people, you need to have those boundaries clear within yourself. You need to have internal boundaries. So internal boundaries, an example of an internal boundary, you would say to yourself, okay, I'm going to stop looking at social media at 9 o'clock. That's an internal boundary that you're telling yourself, if I keep looking at social media after 9 o'clock, I might end up seeing, some racist abuse, or I might see, somebody on there that triggers me, or somebody might post something inappropriate which is going to trigger me, and that's going to disrupt my rest practice. So my internal boundary is going to be, I'm going to set an alarm on my phone because I'm not going to look at social media after 9 o'clock because I need to rest. Okay, so then after you've done that, then you're going to engage in your rest practice. So that might be, doing a brain dump for the next day, or going to have a nice lavender bath, or shower, or whatever that rest practice is. You're going to do that after after you've set the your boundary around your social media time. That's just one example of setting an internal boundary. Okay, and it's really important that you remember that, because I think it's easy to kind of get distracted by, that person won't let me rest, or this, and you're focusing on the external. Okay, if you can be honest with yourself about what behaviors you do, what behaviors you can control in yourself, okay, around this sabotaging your rest practice, that's where you can start to reclaim your power and reclaim your time. Because a lot of us, it's easy to blame others. It's easy to blame others and externalize it and go, well, it's because of this and that. But you need to look at what you're doing. So when I talk about boundaries, yes, it does include external, but fundamentally, essentially, and first and foremost, you need to look at your own internal boundaries first around rest. Okay? Have a look at your environment. Is your bedroom, or is your flat, is your home conducive to a place of peace and rest? Is it? Is it cluttered? Is it dirty? Is it chaotic? There's so many things, okay, about your home that are going to say a lot about how easy it is for you to rest. If your bedroom, if your environment is not conducive to feeling rest, whether it's in the bedroom or whether it's in the living room or whether it's in the kitchen or whatever, if it's not conducive, if it's not in alignment with rest, you ain't going to be able to sleep. I'm going to share a massive breakthrough that not only I had when I was doing the research for this season of rest, is what I'm calling the art of rest, okay? And I shared it with my mastermind on Sunday, and they were like, oh my God, okay? Are you ready for this one? The reason why so many of us find it difficult to rest is because we don't feel safe. Okay, I'm going to say that again and explain it in a bit more detail in a minute. The reason why so many of us as black people find it difficult to rest, okay, and it could be sleep or whatever, is because we don't feel safe. Now let me explain that a little bit more in a bit more detail. When we don't feel safe, whether it's in our black bodies or in a relationship or within our families or within society or whatever it is, when we don't feel safe, okay, our body is not going to relax. Therefore, if our body is not in a place of relaxation, we ain't going to be able to sleep. Okay? So what happens is, when we talk about rest, people go, oh, you just need to go to bed early. Just go to bed early, you'll be fine. If your body is not feeling safe, it doesn't matter what time you go to bed, you ain't going to be able to sleep because you don't feel safe. So what I've been teaching in the mastermind, and what I'm going to continue to teach over this next month, is how to create safety so you can drop down into that place of rest and then drop down into the sleep. Okay, so vegan lust is just, the light bulb's just gone off. The light bulb has just gone off. That is the absolute gem, and I tell you, when that light bulb went off for me, I was like, OMG, that's it. That changed the game. Because for years people are just saying, oh, just go to bed early. And I was like, well, I am going to bed, but I still can't sleep. I still can't sleep. My sleep is not, and it's because I didn't feel safe. And when I actually reverse engineered my thinking and actually reverse engineered, okay, well, why does my body feel unsafe? I then had to have some honest conversations about the fact that, I've actually been in relationships in the past where, I'd be in bed and I'd been insulted when I'd been in bed. And so the trauma from that was because I hadn't fully processed that. That meant that my body couldn't fully relax in bed because my body didn't feel safe. My body didn't feel safe in bed. That trauma of being assaulted when I was asleep, okay, prevented me from feeling safe in the bed. Even though I left the relationship years ago, that it was still in my body. And because I hadn't made the connection between safety and sleep, or safety and rest, I hadn't made that connection. So the rest practice, okay, the rest practice is about, how can I feel safe in my body? How can I feel safe in my black skin? How can I feel safe in my home? What are the things that I can do in my home that can help me to feel safe? What conversations do I need to have with my therapist, or in the mastermind, or whatever it is, whatever safe space or person that you have, what conversations do I need to be having with myself and those people that's going to help me feel safe? Because there is no rest without safety. There is no rest without safety. That's the gem. That's the gem. Okay, and in order to feel safe, I'm going to give you the fifth one. The fifth and final principle of rest now is you need to have a safe space. Just talking about safety, you need to have that space. And within that space, you're going to build your rest practices. You're going to build, that's what I call, what I share with my mastermind, I call it sacred sister time. In that sacred sister time, you're going to use that time to build a relationship with yourself, so that you can begin to understand the relationship with your body. Okay, you can build that relationship with your body. You can build that relationship with your rest. You can begin to start having honest conversations with yourself and your body about how you really feel, and give yourself permission to just let go of anything external that's going on, and just give yourself permission to just drop down into your body. Just surrender to what your body is trying to tell you. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is your ally. But we've been trained as black people, and it's almost like a survival thing as well. It's just a survival mechanism to disconnect from our bodies with how we feel. Okay, we disconnect from how we feel so that we don't have to deal with the rage and the upset and the grief because of everything that's going on. Okay, we've been trained to disconnect from our bodies as a survival thing. But one of the things that's so important as part of the healing practice is we've got to learn to do the opposite. We've got to learn to drop down into our bodies and create a safe space for us to be able to do that inner work. To be able to learn what our bodies are trying to teach us. Your body, okay, is the key to freedom. Listening to your body is the key to freedom. But a lot of us don't want to listen because it's so, listening to our bodies is such a loaded concept, because we don't want to feel the pain, we don't want to feel the upset, we don't want to feel the grief. So these are the honest conversations that I've been having with the ladies in my mastermind, and will continue to have, because rest is not some fluffy fluffy self-care thing that we do. It's something that is very much needed, okay? But there are going to be challenges to doing that. There are going to be challenges to actually being more restful, because telling the truth and telling the truth about our rest and actually allowing yourself permission to drop down into that place of surrender inside the rest means that we have to allow our bodies to tell the truth. To tell the truth about our exhaustion, to tell the truth about the fact that, I am upset, because your body will speak. There will be a withdrawal process involved in that. There will be a withdrawal process involved in that. Letting go of that busyness, putting down the people that keep you from rest, putting down I need to do this, and running around and volunteering and all of that kind of stuff. That is going to happen. When you stop doing all of that, you're going to be left with yourself. You're going to be left with your body. You're going to be left with your feelings. But the powerful consequence of that is that you'll begin to understand what your needs are, and you can begin to make changes. You can begin to make some really honest, powerful changes about rest. And from there, first of all, your relationship with yourself will shift, and then it will also shift the relationships that you have with other people, because you'll be more present. You know, my daughter's 12, and yeah, I'm so grateful for this. Is one of the things that I'm actually grateful for during lockdown, because I've been able to have a lot more rest. I've been able to I felt more present for my daughter. I've been able to hear her a lot more. I'm kind of not running around and trying to juggle, spin 25 plates. You know, it's forced me to slow down a lot more. It's forced me to slow down a lot more. And I'm so freaking grateful for lockdown in that respect, because, I've been forced to really look at my relationship with my child. And I took it on as an opportunity for me to nurture her and nurture myself, to really look at all of that stuff. And it's been an absolute blessing. It's been an absolute blessing being able to have those conversations with my daughter, and just to spend time with her, and looking at, as part of the rest practice that I've already been doing already with her, and the stuff that we're doing particularly this month. I've been buying things that are going to nurture that space of rest, fluffy blankets and heated blankets, and just things that are conducive to feeling safe and feeling calm and feeling, autumn is, I love autumn, because it's kind of like that season where things start to get a little bit more chilly, and then, I'm starting to think about hearty soups and fluffy slippers, all of that stuff that just make you feel like you want to be at home, and this is an important part of the rest practice, is feeling like, okay, well, is my home conducive to a space of rest, or is it just another place where you come in and you just end up feeling stressed out? These are really important conversations that we need to have, and there is no time more than ever, with everything that's going on in the world, all the stressful things that are going on in the world, the painful things that are going on in the world, as we continue to live under this insane system of racism. It's even more important for all of us as black people, and particularly as black women, if you've got families as well, to really cultivate and nurture our rest practice. That is so important, and even though it will be difficult at first, it's worth it in the long term. Getting rest, again, I'll just finish on this by saying that, getting good rest is not just about what we're doing today or tomorrow. It's also about putting things in place, or planting seeds for us to be able to enjoy and be in our bodies and be in our homes and stuff like that long term, in the future. So your rest practice is not just about what you're doing in the now, it's also about, okay, well, what can I do now that's really going to support me in the future? Oh, thank you for saying that. Got my little Ghana outfit on today. But yeah, so those are the 5 principles of rest. Oh gosh, my Facebook is cut out. But anyway, so yeah, so let me just finish up by, oh, hang on a minute. Facebook. So my Facebook has gone a bit nuts. Anyway, so let me just finish up by just recapping on the 5 principles. Okay, so you want awareness of what's going on in your body. Okay, awareness of what's going on in your body. Listen to the language of your body. Principle 2 is honesty. You need to be able to tell the truth. Okay, about what's going on. So it's about checking in with yourself daily, checking in with yourself on a regular basis to make sure that you are listening to your body, okay, and you do what you need to do. The third thing is detachment. Okay, principle of rest, detachment. You need to let go of the people, places and things, okay, that are sabotaging, that are stopping you having the rest practice that you need. Okay, principle 4, boundaries, but focus on your internal boundaries first. Okay, what are you doing? What behaviours are you doing that are sabotaging your ability to rest, that are creating anxiety? They might actually serve you in the moment, but long term, they're not serving you. Okay, so think about that. That's boundaries. And the 5th principle is space. Okay, build your space. Build a space for rest, and that can be physical in terms of where you live, your home, or it can be internal, as in having your sacred sister time practice where you rest, you have meditation, you do all that kind of stuff. Okay, so those are the 5 principles. If you would like to join me in the Mastermind this month, where we are using the whole of September to talk about the principles of rest and talking about the art of rest. You are so welcome, Vegans Lush. Thank you. It's really good to see you as well. Thank you so much for joining me. You can click the link in the bio, go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. Any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below, or you can email me info@guideofgreatness.com, or you can send me a direct message. And I will see you next time. All right, take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.